That there are grace you don't joke with. When you joke with them, you'll be disgraced. There is a bigger picture in all this. And when we spread this very gospel, things will begin to happen. Anebu. But will you take it to? Free Nnamdi Kanu peacefully, but these people has refused to do the needful. You understand? The British court signs the removal of the Prime Minister for his involvement. You see? When you do things in this life, ask your elders questions. Make sure you ask them questions because there is a need to know what you are doing. There's a bigger need. And that is why if you neglect that very part of knowing, that very part of knowing, that very part of learning, that very part of understanding, you understand, things will begin to throw into knowledge. Do you get? So our leader, who is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, has now been vindicated, and because he has been vindicated, a lot of people want this man out of the picture. But will he be out of the picture? Can't you see grace that is speaking for this man? Can't you see grace following this man? Can't you see this grace? Can't you see that the federal government, who did everything possible to go and bring him back, can't you see now? They are now in the state of confusion. What do we do? What have we gotten ourselves into? What have we gotten ourselves into? A leader who shouldn't be touched. Who shouldn't be touched for any reason. But no, some people feel that they are wiser than the wisest. So they decide what happens to human lives. But along the line, I want to remind a message. I want this video to go viral because whatever we do, whatever we say, however we do it, this is the point of expectations. So let's be guided. Because if we are not guided, if we are not put in a proper place, a lot of things will go wrong. And when by the time it goes wrong, it will ruin so much in our lives. So much. I just want to leave you with this good news. Katata Gaba, almost Hail Biafra, the land of the rising sun. It's a... You see, there's a kind of grace that you don't joke with. I always say this thing, and I don't know why I keep repeating myself. There are kind of grace that you don't even joke with. By the time you start joking with such kind of grace, believe you me, you will rub yourself in the mud. There is no two ways about it. You will rub yourself in the mud. By the time you start joking with that kind of grace, that kind of supernatural grace that somebody carries. You see, I have made it very clear and more understanding about how Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have become one of the biggest sensational, one of the biggest, most recognized man in the world. He's not a country's president, but he's just a leader of an indigenous people of Biafra. His popularity have shown you how mighty that Biafra will become when the time comes. It is not by magic, or by gra. It is all about the facial way of understanding the productive mindset. When we carry grace, we carry something that is beyond grace. And by the time that grace that we carry opens up to a whole new knowledge, people will definitely understand why we do the things we do, why we're not going to stop doing it. Because in everything, when it's organized, things will be happening. Now, Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister of United Kingdom, was fired, or will be fired, or should be fired, or whatever the case may be. But I'm going to set the record straight. Now, the British court visits Tuesday for Kanu'S case challenging UK government for not defending IPOB leader against Nigerian administration. This is one of the biggest news in the internet today. Tuesday has been fixed for Kanu'S case challenging UK government. You see, this is the British court. We're not talking about the Nigerian. See, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is too big. How can a UK citizen be kidnapped? Obviously, it's a disrespect to the sovereignty of United Kingdom. Whether they like it or not, whether they want to do something about it, it is a big disrespect that your own what's it called? Your own citizen was kidnapped from a third country because of the benefit, the gain you gain from that very country, your selfish interest, your corrupt interest that you have refused to live since 500 years back. You saw the truth and heard the truth. In this same channel, I told you people that this thing will happen. I told you the time will come. Everything will eventually fall into place. And by the time it does, so many of these unsolicited demons will begin to feel the heat and the pressure. Believe you me. And that is where we are. By the time it finally happens, so many of these unsolicited demons will begin to feel the pressure. He will be fired. He will be removed. There are grace that you don't play with. When you joke with such grace, you will be disgraced. I told you. I warned you. I said it several times.